Hey everybody! It's Friday at 11, so it's my mixed media art journaling day, demo day, and it's another dispatch from the attic. And my last one, I come home tonight, and so I'll be around for a while. And so today I am going to, I've actually kind of got things set up. I actually have a little bit of a studio going on in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm really looking forward to making a painty mess today. So let's see where we go. Let me see if I can get this to look the right place. And that. Okay. So here we go. I've got one thing I don't have is wax paper. So bear with me. I've got this toilet, not toilet paper. What's it called? Kitchen roll paper towel. That's the word. And I'm going to be starting off with these texture mediums. These are Liquitex. I have these at the shop in this form. And the stencils I'm using today are Hero Art Stencils. And I do have a few of those in the shop. I'm adding more. They've got some fun stuff coming out. This one you can hear is coarse. I've got a few coarse textures actually at the store. I've got, you know, Tim Holtz's and Goldens and lots of different textures to choose from. That's got a sort of sandy effect. Seth Apter also has a version of this. Hi Jill. Thanks for joining me. Funny how you can get used to a tool. Definitely, that is not as strong as the one I have at the store. So that was the coarse texture paste. This is modeling paste, so I use this all the time. I have a tub of it at home, not a tube, but this you guys have seen me use before. And I'm using a spatula because I cannot find a wedge, and I keep forgetting to bring one from home. Keep meaning to. Every time I'm up here, I'm like, oh, I gotta just bring one from home. I'm always forgetting. And this is a Tim Holtz stencil, and you can get, these are the half versions. The only shops around here to get craft supplies in are the box shops, and they only sell these, you know, these special versions that they make just for them there. So, but what I have are the full versions. So both of these stencils are available at my shop, but as a full, you know, shape, not just a half sheet like this, which I think is better. I really do. So the modeling paste dries really fast, and it has a sort of chalky finish, a little like a gesso, which is kind of nice. So I don't know, I'm hoping, because I'm just using my cell phone right now, that you, hi Laura, hi Lois, hey, lots of people joining me today. But I hope you can see the texture that I've got built up a little bit. I have a couple things. I have the Distress Oxide sprays from Tim Holtz. So if you're ever stuck with the like blank white page, a little spray ink is a really fast, easy way to get past that. Just row it down. These are his Halloween colors, which are kind of fun. That's what I have here. I have them I used to have them at the shop. I have his holiday colors left over. They sold out really fast, so And then he just continued on. He's doing his one and done thing where he puts it out and then once it's gone, it's gone. The man's a marketing genius, I have to say. Like all the oxides, they end up with a chalky finish, which is kind of nice. So those weren't completely dry, so I just scraped them around a little bit. Enjoying. Yeah, they are very pretty. I agree, Lois. It's kind of the same with his holiday colors too. They're just pretty colors. So if you collected all his holiday special colors last year, then you ended up with a really nice range, like almost a rainbow. Okay. I'm going to put down some more texture. Let's see what I want. I'm actually enjoying what this one's kind of looking like. Where I'm missing my wedge. I mean, this is fun, but it's a little awkward. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it's picking up some of the medium. You know, these oxides are not watertight. They're water soluble even after they're dry. So, you know, when you put wet medium down on top of them, they're going to interact even though you've dried them. Now, the medium is acrylic. So once the medium dries, that's permanent and stays where it is. I don't have that I realized too late to do anything about is a spray bottle. So I'm instead going to use, I've got a glass of water here and I have one of the Zen watercolor brushes. I do sell these in the shop. They're really nice. And I have my palette of watercolors here. That it is a, whatchamacallit palette. It's a cake palette of watercolors. So you have to constitute it versus having like a liquid watercolor, and I sell both at the store, but this is a nice little set from Derwent. And so I'm just going to come in with some watercolors. This sort of turquoisey green that I like so much. Ooh, I love it when it does that. So again, I'm adding water to a water-soluble product that I've already dried on my page. So it's going to reconstitute that a little bit. So now what I'm just doing is filling in some of the blank spots. And you can see because I'm using a very washy color, very watery color, I should say. It's pooling around the texture that I've put down, which is what I want. It's what I like. Okay, so all that white space is gone now. Gosh, I almost like it the way that it is. I know I talk, you know, a lot about layers and adding complexity and how much I love layers. But every once in a while I think, oh, that looks nice, where's that? See what it looks like when it's dry. I am going to keep going with it, but I am just going to take a moment to savor what's already going on the page. You can see that I've got some, you know, interactions and some color shifts and some fun stuff. Fun stuff happening. Just going to check that I'm not missing any comments. I don't have my computer set up with me today, which is kind of nice. I'm not sitting there constantly monitoring. I realize I wake up in the morning and first thing I do is I sit on my phone, checking the news, checking my email, doing all this stuff. And I'm like, what if I got up in the morning and, you know, art journaled into my art journal? You know, my daughter gets ready for school. I could be sitting there chatting with her and art journaling instead of being on my phone and being distracted. I think I'm going to try and build that into my life because I feel a little disconnected from the world right now. And part of that's too coming out of COVID, not really remembering, having a hard time remembering how to be human a little bit, you know, just like how to be in the world again and how busy we used to be and how I used to be. It's relearning what that feels like. Come in with some more color. So this is the palette I'm using, and I used this teal green initially. I'm going to try using some aquamarine, see what that brings to the piece. So you got to get it wet and let it reconstitute a little bit. I'm going to bring it in and brush it onto this corner. I want it to be darker. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually bring this blue in and see if that's better. Yeah, that's a little better. I really like that teal, to be honest. I just love what that teal did to this piece. Yeah. All right, so one thing I might do at this point, let me dry it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna grab my brayer. Hey, I'm at a desk with a drawer, so my brayer is right there where I can grab it. I forget how convenient actual desks are. I work so much on, you know, tables and counters and while I'm doing this, my brain is working a little bit on, that's wet, not a problem. I have this thing that I want to do. I have an art project that I've been assigned for one of my classes, because I'm taking classes, if you didn't know. And one thing that doing this work does do is help you think, because as you're sitting here, it takes that distractible part of your brain and it occupies it, and sometimes lets your brain work a little bit for you. So, you know, if you're ever like maybe feeling a little lost on a decision that you need to make, sit down and do some art journaling, see if that helps. All right, so this is a random paint. I really don't even know where it came from. It just happens to be in my supply list here. So I'm going to put some out. Get some paper here, and I'm going to brayer it on. It's like this dark tealy color, which I think will be a nice complement to what's going on. There we go. I wanted a little lighter application there. Just trying to pull some of that texture back through and up, add some depth, complexity to the piece. It's not a day, my word of the day, complexity. I the other day had a revelation of like the reason I like all of this. Wow, this is very thick glue or paint. The reason why I kind of, maybe this is my style, is because I'm kind of a little bit of a multi-layered mess in general in my life, and so, you know, it makes sense that that's maybe what comes out in my work, is that all of this interaction. I have all these different things going on in my life, and they're always, some of them obscure each other, and some of them disappear into the piles of other stuff that I take on, and some of them stand out more prominently, and some of them I make an effort to pull forward. You know, lots of metaphors that could be drawn, but so this yellow, it must have come from this, because I don't remember putting anything yellow down. So let's see what, oh yeah, it must have, right? I'll bring that back up a little bit. So now there are all these layers and this color, and a lot of this is acrylic, so it's resisting in places and absorbing in others. So this is what I love about the layering process, is when you get to this point, when you come and spray something on it, it's going to react very differently from those first couple of layers where it soaks into the paper and into a medium. One thing I need to bring up is some of the Lindy's magical shakers. I really want, I've been watching on Instagram, they've been demoing them, and they're just really, it's a nice reminder of how cool a product they are. You sort of throw them down and throw some water on them and watch them move around and create color. So I'm going to bring some of those with me next time. So I have a little something to throw down and play with that way. Let's see. Enjoying where this is going, but I have a plan. I had this intention to do something, and there's a part of me that's like, no, I like it too much, don't do it, you might ruin it. But the fact is, I really want to try this, and I've seen this on Instagram a few times, and so I just want to see if it works, if I like it. What I've done is I've cut a series of circles in paper. And I'm going to take the first one, and I'm going to try and find a part that I really like. It's that piece right there. And I am going to take, and I'm very intentionally doing this because I want it to signify something, which is I don't always have something in mind like that when I do my art journaling. In fact, I recommend not, right? Like, that's one of my things. It's like, this isn't about creating something. And so I'm taking a risk here because I don't usually do it like this. But I just wanted to see if I get the result that I want out of this. Because, you know, in the end, these pieces end up being just these abstracts. Not just, but And so if you're looking for something else to do with them once they're done, I think you should give yourself permission to do things with them. So I'm using my VersaFine Clair, you know, it's my favorite. Not quite doing what I wanted, but we'll see. All right, so what I've been seeing here and there on, you know, the various art sites is this way of like creating a sense of depth by rimming steps out from your artwork in black. And this didn't exactly manifest itself the way I was thinking. I don't mind it though, because, you know, I was just playing around to see what would happen, and it's kind of interesting in its own right. I definitely think, well, they were using, what's it called? Little spray paint airbrushing. They were airbrushing it, so they were getting very fine mist and very controlled, and so that was a little sloppy. And I think maybe if my circles, my concentric circles were wider, I would have gotten more of the idea. But the idea is that you get a sense of a hole or a tunnel or a depth or some depth. And so that's what I was kind of trying to do there. And I could see coming in maybe and doing it with some charcoal instead and rubbing it down with my finger and creating a little bit of a harder line, because I think that's maybe what's missing, is that sense of an actual ledge that you're looking down over. But like I said, this is just me experimenting. I almost never have an end result that I'm trying to accomplish with my you know, my pieces. So do not take this as any sort of, well, I don't consider this anything other than a fun experiment to see if I can get the look that these people are achieving. But it is fun. And part of it too is that I'm sitting here saying, don't do it, don't do it, you love your piece too much. But then part of me is like, then what are, you know, like I'm, you know, I do the same thing over and over again, and I love doing it. I believe in the process, but I think every once in a while it's fine to challenge yourself to do something that makes you uncomfortable. And so that's what that was. And I may never do it again, or I may do it. I don't know. I try harder to create. Anyway. Sorry if I'm babbling. That is me for today. I have an appointment in a few minutes, unfortunately. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you felt inspired to, I don't know, climb into your own attic and do a little work. I have to say, it's been very interesting trying to clear some space in here. I've found I found a vintage Xyron machine, and I found the the shoes I wore at my second wedding, and the invitation for people to come to my first wedding, and Let's see what else interesting things I found. Lots of photographs, lots and lots and lots of photographs. Candles. There are a lot of candles in here. I don't know if you can tell that, but there are a lot of candles up here. So it's been very fun to dig some of this out, and it's been great to create a little space for me to use while I'm here. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the demo today, and you know, are inspired to push yourself a little bit or try something new, and to play. All right, everyone. Thanks again. See you soon. Nope, I keep doing that wrong. I get a little view out of the window. This button there.